Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Rusty from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. But then again, you already know that, don't you? Because that's why you've tuned in. Right. Today I'm joined by Michael, a good friend of mine from London. How you doing, Michael?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
All right. I haven't heard from you for a bit. What's been going on down there in the smoke?
Yeah, everything's been fine. Just been working in construction, saving up some money. I've started studying as well. I've been studying AAT accounting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good man. You still doing a bit of training and that?
Yeah, of course. I got a white collar fight on June the 21st, so I've been training for that.
Okie dokie. Uh, should we go balls deep?
Sure.
Go on then, fire away. The floor's all yours.
All right, if I have to start somewhere, obviously I haven't been on for a while. The whole situation with Billy Joe Saunders, if I had to start, I'd say what's Ben Davidson doing? Because I've never seen that in boxing where Mark Tibbs is the trainer, he's the cornerman, and you think you can just jump into the corner. Like I don't understand what gives him the authority. Are you even allowed to do that? I thought you're supposed to have whoever's name's on the list. Mark Tibbs. I didn't realize you could just jump into the corner like that. I don't understand. I don't know what gives him the right to interfere. I've known Mark Tibbs a long time. I've seen him in the gym, TKO gym. I mean, Mark Tibbs knows he's boxing. He doesn't need your help. He doesn't need your advice. Jimmy Tibbs, his legacy speaks for itself. I mean, you've got some guy who's been in boxing for 10 minutes and you're trying to tell a man what to do when he's been in it for decades. I've just absolute liberty there. Like, you know,
Ben Davidson's got his tongue stuck up MTK's hula hoop. Billy Joe Saunders is an MTK fighter. And there's this aura around MTK where people feel like they have to kiss their ass and nobody dare say no. Everybody except me, of course, and you. But
yeah,
Ben Davidson's their company man, isn't he? That's what he's going to do as he's told, isn't he? So that's just the nature of the beast. It's boxing, isn't it? He's just going to do what's best for himself. Do you know what I mean? So, but Billy Joe Saunders is the one though that employs the trainer. He employs the team. So he's the one where the buck stops for me. Nobody else. Billy Joe Saunders obviously didn't care about Mark Tibbs' feelings or the fact that Mark Tibbs would be undermined by somebody else who basically were brought into boxing by Mark Tibbs. Mark Tibbs gave him his chance, didn't he? So
yeah.
it was a double slap in Mark Tibbs' face, wasn't it, technically? It was all handled very badly
Badly.
from start to finish. And look how it ended up for Billy. He didn't even come out and do an interview.
Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing with Billy, what people say, I'll give you a logical assessment. When people say, did he quit? Did he not quit? The problem with quitting is that people make it out to be worse than it is. They make it out as if you quit, you're a disgusting coward. You're slime. But it's not look, quitting. Look, everyone quits in their job every day. Are the promoters doing their job to the best of their ability? No. Are the managers doing their job to the best of their ability? No. So yeah, sometimes you get fighters that don't do their job to the best of their ability. So did Billy Joe Saunders quit? Of course he did. A better word, I'll say he surrendered. Like he had enough. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you might go on a run. Say you go on a morning run and you reach your limit. You've had enough now. So this is what I say about it. He didn't really want to come out for the next round. I'm not going to judge him. I've sparred people. I've had fights. I've been dropped before, and sometimes, yeah, you don't really want to continue. But the problem with Billy Joe Saunders is where you said the stuff you said about Daniel Dubois. So that's where you've made yourself look stupid. What happened to that? I want to go out on my shield. I want to go out like King Leonidas. I want to die in battle. Yeah, but you had a bit of a dodgy eye and you had enough. You surrendered. So it's hypocrisy.
Has anybody even seen an X-ray yet of this eye socket?
No,
Right.
Like this
Billy Joe Saunders, get that X-ray up on Twitter.
all I'll say, yeah, thing is, even if he does come up with an X-ray, what I'd say to him, I mean, last time I met him was like a couple of years ago, and he's not the easiest person to get on with.
Yeah.
But what I'd say to him is what you said about Daniel Dubois. That's what I have the problem with. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't criticize someone for something, and now you've gone and done it yourself. You know, so that's the only problem I have. If he
Yeah.
felt he had enough in the fight, that's his responsibility. I've never boxed at that level. I've never been hurt. You know, I've never been beat up badly, so I can't judge him and say I'd never quit. I don't think I would, but I don't know. I've never boxed that high. But it's what you said about Dubois. Like, you've shown him disrespect. You know what I mean? So you should have said what you said about Dubois, or at least apologize. Withdraw your previous comments about him.
Well, what we on now? 22 days, and we haven't heard anything from Billy.
And then this is the thing. This is what I don't understand about boxing. Look, there's levels to boxing. Billy Joe Saunders, you lost the fight. There's no shame in that. Why do fighters hide away? I don't understand this. You lost the fight, get on with it. I work in construction. Sometimes you have a bad day at the office. It doesn't matter. You just turn up for work the next day.
What about Curtis Woodhouse when he fought Dale Miles? He had his eye socket smashed in, cheekbone and lot, and orbital bone. And nobody mentions that because it were on a low level show. It wasn't on like a big stage, you know, like Billy Joe's and Canelo. Yeah. It was like a small hall show or whatever, but nobody mentions about Curtis Woodhouse carrying on against Dale Miles, do they? With his face smashed in, and you need to. I'm not a big fan of his ex-trainer Dave Caldwell, but anybody go and ask Dave Caldwell, I'm hearing he's doing the rounds, going on about how Curtis Woodhouse carried on, but yet Dave Caldwell's not going to come out on his social media and say Curtis Woodhouse didn't quit, but Billy Joe did. But they'll be whispering it, I can assure you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is the thing I respect about you. You and Terry, I saw your recent video with Terry. You guys are very honest people. You speak the truth. But I've been around enough boxing people. Okay, I remember Don Charles. I won't say what he said, but I remember Don Charles was once telling me stuff about certain people in boxing. But then he'll tell me, "Oh, but that's off the record. Don't tell anyone I said that." I thought, fine. I'm a man of my word. I won't. So what you're saying is true. A lot of people in boxing, they whisper things and, oh, don't tell him I said that. All like Spencer Fearon. I know people that slag him off, but they'll tell me, but yeah, don't tell Spencer I said that. And I was saying with Spencer. Spencer slags people off, but yeah, he was like, oh, but don't tell anybody I said that. And this is just the nature of the beast. This is what people in boxing are like, you know. And
we need to give a shout out to Spencer Fearon. Spencer Fearon, good luck with your operation tomorrow. I've heard he's having a bank holiday Monday operation to have his head removed from the arsehole of MTK. So good luck, Spencer, with your operation.
Yeah, I've been worried about him. It's been stuck up there for a long time. I wish him well. But this is the problem with people in boxing. But just talk the truth. But it's not. Why lie? You know, I don't. But it goes. So much of it goes on. It just puts me off. I don't want to deal with these people. You know, how can I work? Like, how can you deal with someone you don't trust? Well, you don't know. You don't know if they're gonna commit to their word, or you don't know if they're gonna turn. You know, and this is the problem with boxing. This is why people look at the whole fallout with Hearn and Warren and this whole Fury Joshua. Yeah, but to me, all I say, I'll keep it simple. But if you're saying that you're going to make the fight, shouldn't you lot be sat in a room talking about it? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like if I say I'm going to turn up to work, I have to turn up to work. If I don't turn up, you got to sign in, sign out. You don't turn up, you don't get paid. And if you don't turn up, they just say, all right, we don't want you back then. But in boxing, you're talking. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. But as far as I'm aware, have Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren ever actually met? Or have, you see what I mean? I don't understand. And I don't. I promise you, I don't watch the interviews. I haven't got the slightest interest.
Right, well,
Like
let me just stop you there because you're rambling
Sorry,
on.
sorry.
You're
Yeah.
rambling on. You're rambling on pure knackers. Right. Let me just say this. Right.
Go on.
Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, they were supposed to be having lunch, weren't they?
Yeah, dinner.
Well, they couldn't have it because of COVID. Well, what the fuck do we have Zoom for? Why can't they just talk on Zoom?
Why they don't want
Do you know
to?
what I mean? Because they don't want to work together. They can't stand the sight of each other. There's that many bad things that they've done to each other over years, Hearns and Warrens. They can't work together. They couldn't even get Joshua and Fury on because of their own egos, because there's that much hate trying to outdo each other behind the scenes. And maybe they're to blame. Maybe it ain't Fury. It ain't Aaron. Maybe it's Hearn and Warren trying to outdo each other that much that they can't deliver. And they couldn't deliver Carl Froch against Carl Zaggy, could they? Do you know? No, sorry, no. Carl Froch against Nathan Cleverly. They couldn't get that over the line, could they, back in the day? Because Carl Zaggy were we Warren won it. Carl Zaggy were we Warren and Froch were we Hennessy when they were going to fight. But I'm on about the Nathan Cleverly. There were an offer from Frank to Eddie. I remember that. That'd have been a great fight for Carl at 172, but they couldn't get it over the line, could they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's them at fault. I don't know. But what I do know is this. We've got Big John Fury, fighting man that's never thrown a punch in 30 years. We've got John Fury there saying he's this big, honourable, lovely, lovable rogue. But yeah, if him and Tyson are honourable, Tyson signed a trilogy in the fall of 2019 to fight Wilder in a trilogy. So why didn't they just honour it instead of going down this Joshua route? Why not honour the contract, which they've had to honour anyway? Do you know what I mean? And you've got to look at it like this.
Go on.
Have they dragged it on this last year just to cheese Eddie Hearn off? Is that what they've done to keep them parked up? I don't know. There's too much gamesmanship going on behind the scenes. Winds me up.
No, you're right, but it's a strong possibility that they're just messing him around, wasting his time, as you say.
Anyway, moving on from the adventures of Tintin, what else did you want to talk about, Michael?
Okay, I guess we've put all that to bed. There's been a fight, a very significant fight, which has been announced: Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that Pacquiao's decided to fight him. I think it's a winnable fight for Pacquiao. I don't know what to. On the one hand, I can see Pacquiao losing. I think he can win though. I think he's a very fast. He's fast. He's explosive. If he wins this, that's an all-time. That's an amazing achievement. And this is the thing. Pacquiao's fighting Spence. Why is it so difficult for other people to get fights on?
Well, is Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao both with Al Heyman?
Yes.
Well, Tyson Fury and Joshua, they're not in the same stable, are they? When they're in the same stable, your promoter turns around to you and he says, right, you two are going to get at it. And you just say, yeah, because that's how it works. But when you've got different TV networks, different promoters, it's hard to get fighters together because everybody has an opinion. And before you know where you are, Michael, you know yourself, too many cooks will spoil the broth, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they've got one cook, he's wanting to put pepper into broth. Another one's wanting to put too much salt, and they're adding the seasoning. And before you know where you are, it's just a mess. It's a rotten stew, and that's what happens. So, well, I think how they've gone about the business is fantastic. Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence are going to fight. Al Heyman announced it when it was signed, and that's it. And everybody's looking forward to it. And I think it'd be a great fight. I think Errol Spence should win because he's a bigger man, and I think youth overcomes age on the night. Okay. But I think Manny Pacquiao, we could see the last of him. He might have one more fight in him, but I just think Errol Spence just too big, too strong, too young. But I'm looking forward to it.
That's a good assessment. And on that point, I heard when Terry was talking about Al Heyman, it's to me it's a simple point. I prefer Al Heyman. Like just announce the fight. Stop doing all these Eddie Hearn like announcements about just yeah. I mean, but that's the last I'll say about that. Just tell us when the fight's on, and that's that. Like any other sport, just tell us the date. We'll take it from there. But don't tell us, oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna. Oh, it's boring.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. Could you give me your top 5 UK trainers, current trainers at the moment? I don't mean top 5 trainers that are hanging out of the back of people. I mean,
No.
top 5 trainers. They don't have to just necessarily have trained be training world champions, or have done world champions in the past. Just give me your opinion. I don't mean trainers who you like or you think, I like him, I've met him as well. What about top 5 trainers who you think are good trainers, technical good trainers? Who do you think?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you an objective opinion. I think Shane McGuigan's actually quite good. You know, he built Josh Taylor Frampton from scratch. Shane McGuigan. Obviously Peter Fury, because you know none of us thought Fury could beat Klitschko. I think he's done a good job with Tyson, Huey, and Savannah. That's 2. You got to say, I saw your interview with Joe Gallagher, so I'll probably have to put Joe Gallagher up there. Regardless of what people say about him, his achievements are up there. Let me see, who else would I say? I think Mark Tibbs deserves to be on the list. Been around boxing a long time. And if I had to pick someone else, let me try and think. All right, that's top 4. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who else I think. A lot of them they chop and change. A lot of them they're picking.
What about Flex? What about Flex
Ingle? Dominic Ingle. It's crossed my mind, but obviously he's not the father.
Big Flex.
He's not
Big Flex.
Big Flex. Obviously, he's not what his dad was, and I don't know. I mean, they've had a few losses recently with Willie Hutchinson, and but I suppose he probably put Ingle up there. I mean, yeah, he's got a few. He's got Kid Galahad, Liam Williams. Obviously, he didn't have Liam from scratch, but yeah, I suppose you'd probably say Dominic Ingle.
Yeah, well, yeah, he has had a few losses, hasn't he? Liam Williams, Willie Hutchinson. Yeah, Kel won't win when he lost his last fight, but yeah, there's been some L's took up there, aren't there? Maybe they're forgetting to eat their spinach.
Yeah.
Okay, who's your top 5 pundits in the UK in the sport of boxing, Michael?
I don't know. That was a hard one to answer. I don't really pay much attention to the punditry, but I can name a few. Obviously, I think he's retired, but I always liked Ian Darke. I like Carl Froch. I like Glenn McCrory. I like people that just keep it simple. Like I like Tasha Jonas. Just tell us what you see. Like stop telling us about people's stamp collections. You know. Yeah.
What about that one? What did Bean say? He said, "Oh, he's a great fighter. The next tattoo he's going to have is on his elbow. It's going to be a spider's web." And he's a great family man. He goes camping in the lakes. What has that got to do with boxing, Bean? Bean. Hey, what's that got to do with Mr. Bean?
If you look at the classic fights, look at Ali Foreman. They just tell you what they see. They're not going off point. You know, just like you're creating too many narratives. I remember when you were saying Tony the Bomber Bellew, and his bomber tattoos got nothing to do with the Manchester bombing. You know, you're going off point. I don't really.
Do you know what that is, right? Let me tell you what that is, right?
That's
because you've got a camera in your face and you've got no wrote down, and you're trying to wing it off cuff. That's what that is. And you make mistakes. You go down other avenues. I do it all the time. And you talk, and then you go down other avenues that's not relevant, and you make mistakes because you're not on cue. It's a simple mistake. And what he's done, he's focused in on Bellew. He saw that on his back, and he's forgot that he's on camera. Once you said it, you can't take it back.
Yeah.
And Bean made a mistake there, and he got all in front of the top brass over that. Why would you want to come out with something like that? That's because they're trying to wing it with bullshit. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bullshit fans instead of just leaving it and just letting the fight crack on. For example,
Go on.
you just made a good point there about George Foreman against Muhammad Ali in 1974. I watched that fight a few weeks ago. Nobody hardly spoke in the fight until some action happened. The commentators are not going on and on and on and on and telling you the fighter's backstory and all that, and how many Nike trainers he's got in his collection at home, and does he own a train set? And he had a rally grifter when he was 14 and all that, or a chopper. I don't know. I don't want to hear shite like that. Shite talkers. I just want to see commentators shut the fucking mouths and let people fight. Because I just turn my telly down, mate. Turn it down. Because if I want to turn it up, I'll just sit there with a pen, and every time Bean comes out with something I don't like, I'll be there and I'll do it with a sheet like that, mate. But I can make a video out of it then, because they make my job easier. These hula hoopers. That's what they are, mate. Hula hoopers. They need to rinse their mouth out with soap. White Windsor soap from Donkey Traz. Rinse your mouth out with it, or TCP, £2.95 from Aldi in Wickersley. Rinse your mouth out with soap. You know what I mean? Make you laugh, mate. But yeah, it's that's the way it's going. I want to finish off on the fight last night. Devin Haney against Jose Linares. Linares were busted flush, mate. He's a dog with fleas, and they can't keep wheeling him out. Eddie keeps wheeling him out, only because he fancies his missus, probably, but because Linares' missus is a 10-incher. But at the end of the day, mate, they keep wheeling Linares out for these good ideas. And Devin Haney is now saying he's got a signature win on his record. I don't class that as a signature win. Because like I've just said there, Linares is a busted flush in it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight. I mean, Haney looked so sharp, but but the odds before the fight, I took a look at the bookies odds. It was 16-1. You got to put 16 quid on Devin Haney to win £1. Linares, it was very unlikely to win the fight. He's much past his prime. And this is what I'm saying, where you're creating fake narratives. You're trying to tell us, what's a good example?
Pacquiao against Spence. That's the same, Michael. But where we're all saying it's a great fight is because it's Manny Pacquiao, innit? Because he's like a superhuman, innit? And you just don't know if he could pull something out. Whereas Linares, he's not like superhuman, innit? We're just a decent world champion. He's not a Pacquiao type eight weight champion, is he?
Yeah, but before the fight, I looked at him. I said, I don't see what he's going to do to win. I don't see, he hasn't got the tools to win. He hasn't got the speed. He's not sharp enough, and he hasn't got the power. He's not going to knock Haney out. I thought it's very unlikely. And Devin Haney's a workhorse. He trains very hard. I remember I actually came across Devin Haney, I think, when he was about 14 years old. I saw him at one of those gyms in Vegas. You know, he's being trained very hard by his dad. But he's got too much of a work ethic, that kid. So you're not going to catch him off guard. I thought, you're not going to... Linares is very unlikely to win the fight. And then you're lying to us. Like, people like you that know boxing, they're trying to tell us that this is Ali Liston all over again. No, it's not. It's a young guy.
Who were trying to say that? Eddie Hills?
Eddie Hills, yeah. Eddie Hills, the former world-class fighter himself, apparently.
4-0 amateur star. 3 by way of Iceman! Ice, baby! Okie dokie then, Michael. Go on.
I think we've said enough, but it's just they create these narratives and they're messing us. Like, we're not stupid, Don't insult our intelligence.
Yeah, I know, mate. But what can we do? Well, listen, you've come to tell your Uncle Porky all about it and get it off your chest, and that's what we're about. That's what we're here to hear. Go on, Michael. Team Michael. Okie dokie then. Well, listen, when you go into Africa?
Oh, I left you a message on WhatsApp. I've actually had to delay it because apparently now they've come out with more lockdown restrictions in that country. They're going to put you in isolation for a hotel, and you're going to get charged like 10 days. You get charged $2,000. So I've had to change the flight dates.
I've got the same problem. I've got the same problem, mate, trying to get out of the country, but I'll be gone in another 3 months. But yeah, it's sad times.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Sad times. Okie dokie. Well, listen, have a great day, Michael. Go get a bit of Sunday roast dinner down here. You with your mum?
Yeah.
You'll be having, what are you having? A bit of roast beef and mash, Yorkshire puddings, or chicken and rice? What are you going to have today?
I'm vegan. Probably have some brown rice, salad.
Still on with that vegan carry on?
Still on with that vegan carry on.
What did you think to vegan food at Alverley in Bowlby, Doncaster? Did you like it? That grill on Alverley Lane, you liked that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. They'd never seen a vegan before till they met you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, you take care. God bless.
You too. Thanks for your time.
Michael. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, that was Michael. Forgot his second name. He's down as Michael Apollo on my thing. Nice kid. He's been to Donny. Put him up. Bless him. I think that's about it. I've got one more to do. And that's my Sunday done. We get my dog today. I'm going to walk him all the way over to my covering. Over at Fields. I'm going to run him into the ground. I'm going to have a lazy afternoon in front of the TV. Okie dokie then. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing down below. If you want to join members area, there should be a link in there. If not, it'll be on a couple of other videos from a couple of days ago. Tech guy's away at the moment, but for members area, I think that's about it. How many videos have we done this month now? There's a lot in there. I think when Helmets is out and that Maximus one, and this next one I'm doing, I think that'll be 46 for a month. 36 on YouTube and 10 on members. That's not bad, that, is it? Just shows you if you put the effort in, you can get where you want to get to. 46. I'm only supposed to do 30. So I'm blue-eyed boy this month, aren't I? Peace out.